Good afternoon. Welcome to our Holme Lacy campus virtual open event. In this session, we're going to be talking about blacksmithing and the courses available within this area. And then we've got the tutors on hand to answer any questions that you may have at the end of it. So we've just got a little video to play you just to go through the different courses, and then the questions will follow. So here we go.
Hello. May I extend a warm welcome to Herefordshire and Ludlow College. My name is Alison Moon and I am the Assistant Principal responsible for the Holme Lacy campus. Welcome to the Faculty of Land-Based Studies. This morning you will be greeted by the Head of Campus and the various land-based course leaders. The courses we offer cover blacksmithing, farriery, welding, general land-based, animal care, equine, agriculture and forestry. We offer you the opportunity to study any one of these full-time courses along with a tutorial programme to support your needs and the opportunity to resit GCSE Maths and English. Before we move on, I just want to tell you some of the reasons you may wish to study with us. We have an Ofsted pass rate of 93%. We have excellent physical resources. We offer a friendly, safe and open environment. We have lecturers with real-world experience. And in addition to that, we have students who have said that 93% are making good progress. 94% say they enjoy their lessons. 97% say teachers encourage them to work hard and behave well. 95% say they receive good support from their teachers. 97% say they know how they are expected to behave. And 92% say they would recommend the college to a friend. So collect your questions and sit back as we welcome you to see what we have on offer in our dynamic faculty.
Herefordshire Ludlow and North Shropshire College has got an international reputation for its blacksmithing programmes. These are held at the Holme Lacy campus and operate out of one of the largest forges in Europe. Our dedicated staff will deliver you a range of programmes from level 2 through to level 3 and then progression potentially onto degree programmes run by the Herefordshire College of Arts. Focusing on level 2, this is a one-year programme offered through Pearson which develops your forge skills, roughly 50-50 practical theory, but a lot of time based in the forge and welding shops in order to develop those key practical skills that you require. There's also drawing elements and research and design to get your thinking skills and drawing skills in order to be able to create some products of your choice. Level 3 is a 2-year programme split as a 1 year and then top up to a second year. This is equally a Pearson programme but helps develop those skills further and allows you an opportunity to specialise to some extent in areas of your interest. So you'll develop a range of further skills in terms of forging and creative metalwork, which will involve extra elements like repoussé in the second year of that level 3 programme. Lots of our students who graduate end up either running their own businesses or working in blacksmithing forges, creating artistic or traditional crafted materials. As I say, progression can be onto the degree level programme offered by the Herefordshire College of Arts as well, but further links with industry are available. Thank you very much.
Okay, so hopefully that's given you a nice little insight into the different aspects of blacksmithing that can be done at the Holme Lacy campus. As I say, we've got the tutors on hand to answer any of your questions. I can see we've got a couple coming through already. Adam, if I can just bring you on screen just to answer some of these for us. One of the questions that's come through, someone said, I've got a higher qualification than a level 3. can I enrol straight on the level 3 course without doing the level 2 first?
Interesting question, that. When we look at the entrance into the courses, we judge it on practical skills, not necessarily academic skills. So you might have an academic qualification, level 3, 4, 5 and 6, but will not have the sort of the practical skills needed to do the course. So sometimes we have to go back and do a level 2, which is a great course to hone skills. You practice all the fundamentals of blacksmithing before you then go on to actually make some really nice work. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so essentially you need to have the basic skills, regardless of your previous academic achievement. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. We do the academic side of blacksmithing, which the academic person would find easier. But it's that time you need in the forge, actually producing, practicing, and learning all the techniques to be able to achieve them.
Brilliant, yeah. A question come through asking if there's any trips involved in the courses.
Yes, trips, really fun. We organise 1 to 2 a year. We don't tend to take the level 2s out on trips, but we do get them involved in things that are happening in the blacksmithing community, such as forgings, local forgings. We do run events at the college as well that they get involved with. But level 3, we do take you out on a trip to a museum. We go to the Pit Rivers quite regularly, which is a fantastic museum for exploring different objects from around the world. We have been to the V&A in London, which they hold a ginormous collection of historically important ironwork. And we also do trips to forgings. There's a fantastic forging down in Devon, which we go and see some water power trip hammers working. And so we do really get involved and do trips to sort of supplement the learning that happens in the forge.
Yeah, sounds great. Someone's asked, what would we make? I suppose that's quite a good question.
Right, so it's quite a variety of work. Level 2, you make objects that are focused on the fundamentals of blacksmithing. So you really practice and learn and get proficient of making the processes. So we make small trivets, we make tongs. We're quite good. We're quite sort of focused on making tooling that you can then take away with you, and the tooling will help you through the college year with making different projects. Once we've got the fundamentals set down in level 2, we go on to level 3, where we actually start making work with actual quite a lot of consequence. The first project is a pair of bolt tongs. So we traditionally make a pair of bolt tongs with fire welded reins to a specification, which is a really handy project, which will help you later on with the work you're going to be producing. We go on to hammer making, and we learn about the hardening and tempering and heat treatment. We go on to a Suffolk latch, and it's a fantastic project, the Suffolk latch. We start off with a piece of 12mm square, about 150 millimeters long, and we forge the whole thing out of one piece. So it's really learning and exploring how to actually push material, where material comes from, the sort of the volume of material that you've got to actually make a product. So it's a really nice traditional piece, which you learn a lot from. And then we slowly build up, making a lantern bracket. So we cross over the fabrication side to make a fabricator lantern, and then in the forge we then make the bracket to hang it from. So we introduced more technical scroll work, more technical fire welding. So we're doing scarf welding and faggot welding, traditional rivets, shrinking, tenons, collars on, mortars and tenon joints, and really starting to get your skill level up to a high standard. Level 3 second year, which is the diploma year, you sort of focus on honing the skills you've got in making objects. You then get introduced into leaf work, repoussé work, and so you bring in the repoussé work into sort of more decorative technical scroll work that you've previously learned, which allows you to hone the skill that you've got. And then the last big project is a design and make. So you design and make your final product. So it's a big sort of time where you can really show off your skills and what you've learned, and make a piece that you can be proud of, and then go off to show potential employers of the standard that you work at. So it's quite exciting stuff. And then within that, you can also bring in your own projects. On downtime, you can work on your own projects that are relevant to the course, to sort of brush up your skills and hone in your skill level.
Okay, brilliant. You mentioned employers. Someone's asked here, what jobs could I get at the end of the course? So that links in quite well with that.
Yeah, that's quite a frequently asked question. Blacksmithing's a brilliant craft. It's you can use it in so many different areas. So blacksmithing sort of I almost regard as an umbrella word for different skill sets. So we've got historical reconstruction, we've got conservation, we've got trying to think of the ones we got there. We've got all sorts of historical ironwork, and there's all sorts of different companies in the country that specialise in these different areas. So coming through from the level 2 all the way through to the level 3, you almost get a taste of each sort of individual element of blacksmithing, which can guide you in the path that you want to go into. We've got good links with the blacksmithing community and employers out there, and so we can point people into the direction of working with each other on particular areas. So it's quite good. And we do the work experience as well in level 3 second year. So it's a time where you could go out and actually have a go and see if you actually like the field that you want to be working in, and get good contacts.
Okay, great stuff. Got a question here just about PPE.
Okay.
Someone's asked what PPE do they need and how much does it cost?
PPE is it's a mandatory thing in the workshop. You constantly need to be wearing eye protection, safety boots. So you can pick up eye protection from sort of £5 for a half decent pair of glasses. Safety boots are from £20. It's advisable to wear ear defenders. So there's a variety of different ear defenders depending on your requirements. You could be using the cans that go over your ears, and you can get different sort of levels of protection with that, and they start from about £10. Gloves would be a good thing. When you're welding, doing the welding units, we sort of recommend that you get a welding helmet and an electronic one, and they can start from about £30. So PPE is a must, and you've got to have it. I personally recommend that you don't go out and buy the top spec, most expensive items, because actually you don't really know what you need at the minute. You don't know what's comfortable. You don't quite know or understand how you're wearing it and how it's being used. And so I recommend always to sort of go for the budget items, or good quality budget items. For then it gives you then time to sort of understand how it works, and then you can then make an informed decision on what you're going to actually need for yourself. So, but in the forge, it is mandatory that we do wear PPE and keep protected.
Yeah, that sounds like some solid advice on going for the budget items first before you, so you know what you're actually going to need. We've got another question come through. Someone said, "Can I come to college out of timetable hours to work on projects?"
Yes. We've got it's a funny timetable. The level 2s run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Level 3s run from Wednesday, Thursday to Friday. So it means whichever course you're on, you've got a 2-day window where you can come in for extra time. Depending on how busy we are on the forge and who is teaching in there at the time, we have this thing called the 10-minute rule. And the 10-minute rule is that if you turn up wanting extra time, and there is space available in the forge, and as long as the lesson has started and you're 10 minutes into the lesson and the forge is still empty and it hasn't been taken by a timetable person, we allow you to go in so you can get the extra time, which can give you up to 4 hours extra session. So it's quite handy.
Okay, great. Someone's asked a pretty valid question. How much practical and theory is there on the course? So I imagine it is quite hands-on, but there's still going to be academic elements, isn't there?
Yeah, I would say it's probably 50-50. We have an hour a week timetabled slot for theory in the classroom for the forge work. We also get the hour for the welding and fabrication as well. So you do get quite a lot of theory input. But whilst we're demonstrating and teaching, we're also teaching the practical alongside the theory. So it's quite heavily a sort of a good mix of about 50-50 of actually theory and practical. But the majority, quite a lot of the theory is taught in the forge while you're actually working. So it's quite a relaxed way of doing it.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Someone's asked why it's only the level 3s that go on trips.
One of the issues that we've got is because level 2s are they're more 16 to 19-year-olds. It can cause issues with the parent guardian issues going on about being allowed to go on trips. The other problem we've got is the amount of level 2s. We usually end up about 50, and so actually managing that massive group on a school trip is quite challenging. We don't say you can't go on one. If there is one happening that there's space available on, we do encourage to get a full group out with us. So it can be a mix of level 2s and 3s.
Okay, great. You've already sort of partly mentioned this. Someone's asked, what days do we come to college? And then what time does the college day start and finish?
Okay. Level 2s, we start Monday morning, and the forges, the classroom or the forge time starts at 8:30. That runs on until usually about 5:30. And that's quite consistent over the 3 days. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And that's when we're sort of teaching and we're in the classrooms or the forges. But you won't be necessarily in the classroom from 8:30 to 5 o'clock in the evening. You'll get breaks in between of your set blocks. Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays are set for level 3, and that's the 2 years of level 3, and they run from the same time, from 8:30 till about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But it all depends on how your timetable works. The BAs do come in, and because we're so sort of packed out with people, we do run on until about 8:30 in the evening with the BA course. So if you needed that extra time, you could come in with the space availability and catch up or do projects later on into the evening.
Okay. speaking of the BA, we've had a couple of questions about that actually. Someone's asked, would these courses be a good route for artist blacksmithing? And then someone said, where would we be actually studying, given it's run with the College of Arts?
Okay. You can join the BA course without having any blacksmithing experience, but what you need to have is a good grounding for artwork, drawing skills and things. You can't go in with no skill at all of each sort of area. So we either suggest that you have good forging background or good drawing background. And you need UCAS points as well. I'm not quite sure how many, but you need the UCAS points to be able to join. So it may be that you do a level 2 that will give you enough UCAS points and the forge experience to then join the BA course. With regards to where the BA course happens, it's run by the Art College and it's based down in Hereford at their main campus at College Road. They've got a big place down there. You'll be based down there so you'll be having your theory sessions, your drawing sessions, tutorials. You have your own space down there, your desk and design studio, and then the Herefordshire and Ludlow College then host the blacksmithing side of it. So then you come over to Holme Lacy. And we teach you all the blacksmithing and help you with your projects on that side. So you're split between the colleges about half and half. So it works really well.
Brilliant, thank you. I've just very quickly looked it up. It's 80 UCAS points for the VA. Luckily I had that to hand. So another question that just popped up. Someone just asked, how big are the forges?
The forges, with the forges we've got a big, basically it's a massive workshop and we have 48 fires in one workshop. We've got a second workshop which the farriers are in, and they have about 30 fires. We have double fires, so they work out as a traditional metre square fire that you get, and then it's a double hearth. So there's 2 people, you get your own fire, but there's 2 people on one hearth. You get your own anvil and you share a leg vise between the fires. So it works really well and you get your own space to work with without being interrupted by anyone.
Sounds great. If anyone's got any further questions, please feel free to post them. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Adam, while you're on there?
No, I think we covered quite a lot there. There's obviously going to be more questions sort of later on when you're thinking about things. If you have any questions, just contact the college and we can answer them for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So this session will be recorded, so it'll be on our YouTube channel probably tomorrow, so you can look back at it again. And if you're watching that recording right now and think, oh, they didn't ask the question that I wanted, you can leave a comment on the video, you can contact us on one of the other social media channels, or email the college using the contact form on the website, and we can direct your queries to Adam. That's not a problem at all. I think we've just had one more question come in actually. Yeah, quite a good question actually. Someone's asked, do you have to have any experience to do any of these courses?
No, you don't need any experience at all. And to be honest, sort of knowledge and a bit of experience can be quite dangerous. What we like to do is if you come into level 2 without any experience at all, we teach you the processes and the fundamental skills that you need from scratch. The problem sometimes we have is if there's someone who has been taught in a way that maybe you may have picked up bad habits that actually make your life a bit more difficult when you forge work. We then train you out of them, and it can take a bit longer to actually train you back into there's no right way of doing it, but the safe and sort of what is the proper way of doing it. So you don't have to have any experience in forge work. and then quite a lot of people come on the course who haven't got any experience of forge work or drawing or anything like that. They just like the appeal and want to have a go.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of the same sort of thing as if you've grown up on a farm and driven vehicles around the farm and then go to do your driving test, you're probably going to need a couple of lessons to do it the right way, or the better, safer way than how you may have learned.
It's a funny one because there is no right way of doing it, and we teach you a practical way of doing it that, for reasons we consider being the best process, but actually that might not work for some people, and it might actually be easier to do it a different way. And the great thing about what we do is we've got some really top blacksmiths in the workshop, and we all do things differently. And so you may struggle on one element with being shown one way. We can then draw upon other staff to say, actually, how would Tom do it? And Tom can then demo his way of doing it, which actually might suit you better. And so it works out really well. And in one way or the other, we will show you a way of doing it that's easiest for you. And but it's almost like training to be an athlete. You know, there's so much in blacksmithing. You know, how you hold your hammer, how you throw your hammer, how you stand, the height of your anvil. There's so much in there that you've got to look at and tune into. So there's quite a lot of variance to work with, but it's a good way of doing it.
Okay, brilliant. And I suppose one last question, which is just from my personal experience of going around the forges. Beards, are they mandatory?
Of course they are. No, I only grew this beard because I wanted to be a blacksmith. So it holds magical powers.
Brilliant. Okay, well, we've gone through all the questions that are there. As we say, if there's any other further questions that you have, please feel free to contact us either by the website, social media. We can direct your queries to Adam and the rest of the blacksmithing team. But for now, we'll end the session there. And then our next session coming up will be starting at 1 o'clock, and that will be all about equine and horse management. Thank you very much for attending.
Thank you very much.